Hello and welcome back to Michael Mania. I am joined for the first time by a guest, my good buddy Greg from the Tribe of Nerds. You can check us out down there doing Survivor and Lost if you want. Hi, Greg.
Hey, how's it going?
How are you feeling about WrestleMania weekend?
I'm excited, especially after last night. Last night was kind of crazy.
Yeah, it was a long one. I live streamed on Twitch to do SmackDown, so you can check me out there for WrestleMania. And today we are going to be doing WrestleMania predictions. We have this full card with some fun little added things like if someone gets unmasked, how many chops is Gunther going to do. So we're going to go through and give our predictions and see who is the superior WrestleMania predictor. I am generally terrible at this, so it could be an easy win for Greg. So
Uh,
we're going to start off with night one. We have Rey Mysterio versus not Chad Gable, El Grande Americano. What are you thinking about this, Greg?
Gotta go with Grande.
Oh, you're going with
Yeah,
Grande.
I mean, he
See,
just took
I,
out
I
Ray
thought,
Phoenix, so like he's gonna have to have something big after that. Ray's gonna come, or the other Ray is gonna come back. Phoenix, he's gotta attack him or something and cost Mysterio the match.
oh. So do you think he doesn't get unmasked then? The added little step from this.
I don't think so, not yet.
I was surprised. See, I'm torn on this one. I think it feels like a very WrestleMania moment match where it's the obvious ending is he gets unmasked and you have that moment of it being revealed as Chad Gable. If it wasn't Chad Gable, it would be pretty interesting. Um, but yeah, I agree. I think Chad Gable is one of the best talents on the roster and he's been
Mm.
so underutilized. I think there's so much more you can do with that character. And now, like we saw on SmackDown, him getting involved with Rey Phoenix as well, it would feel odd to just end it at the first hurdle for El Grande Americano. So yeah, I think I'm going with El Grande Americano as well. I think he's going to squeak out the win, and maybe we run this through the SummerSlam with him taking on more lucha people.
So he keeps the mask.
Keeps the mask. You got to keep the mask. Go draw it out. We don't know who he is. It's like
Right.
Mr. America all over again. We have no idea. It could be anyone. So moving on, we have Jade Cargill versus Naomi. Big,
This is
big feud
probably
with
the
lots of
match
people
I'm
being turned on.
least. This is the one I'm like least waiting for. I don't care anything about
Really,
this match.
it's been a very odd build. I think that when Jade came back, I think it was really, really well done, and I leapt out of my chair when she attacked Naomi, and it really got me into it. And then from there, it's just kind of been nothing. Bianca's not really been involved up until this Friday night. So yeah,
Mm,
again, this is a weird one where Jade Cargill, it's her first match back. Naomi, it's her first match since the big heel turn. So I don't really know which way they go with it. And I think Bianca is the key to it, where if Bianca sides with Naomi, Naomi will win. If Bianca sides with Jade, Jade will win. And I just don't know which way they're going to go. So I am going to go with Naomi wins this match.
all right.
Gregory?
So who does Jade help, or does Jade help Bianca, or Bianca help Jade? Dang, I'm backwards.
I don't even know if Bianca's going to be involved, but I think if she does, based on the crowd reactions and everything that's been going on with the story that she's got going on with the world title picture, I think it's more likely to have a Bianca turning heel and helping Naomi than having a face run. I think Io's going to be the face and Bianca's going to turn heel, join Naomi, and continue that feud.
Yeah, I actually I'm gonna go the opposite on this one. I'm gonna go with
Thank
Naomi,
God for that.
or not Naomi, Jade. Jade. Dang, I wrote that in the wrong one. Only because they're really trying to get behind Jade, and so far she's almost been a flop. They have to get a storyline going with Bianca and Jade. Like that's got to be this summer. So
Yeah, I
I think
agree.
that's gonna win.
I think I don't know. They both need a big win here. So it is a coin flip. This is one that I'm completely uncertain on. I'm glad we went different ways. I was starting to think, what if we
Yeah.
just predict all the same answers all the way through? So at least we did that. Moving into the next match, we have LA Knight, versus
Ooh.
Jacob Fatu. What are you thinking for this match, Greg?
I love LA Knight. He's phenomenal, but I think Fatu's going to win. He hasn't lost a match yet. He's completely has corporate behind him for WWE. The fans are behind him. He's got all of everything you need to be a champion. I think it's going to happen. I'm hoping it pushes LA Knight back into the world heavyweight picture, but we'll see what happens
Do
after
you think
Mania.
there will be any outside interference?
Uh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think Solo interferes, almost costs Fatu the match, but he still pulls it out somehow and then beats the crap out of Solo for almost costing him the match.
Ooh, spicy. Yeah, I mean, what would a Bloodlines members match be without interference? I don't think there's ever been a match that hasn't had interference. I'm in agreement. I'm going Jacob Fatu. Personally, if I was booking this, I think what they've done with Jacob Fatu has been amazing, and he's one of the brightest stars on the roster right now, and there's so much upside to him. Doesn't work out well for LA Knight, but I think he should absolutely flatten LA Knight. Just run through him like a train. I don't think there should be any interference. I think this should be a big coming out party for Jacob Fatu as a top singles star, and he should do it in convincing fashion, like John Cena versus Brock Lesnar, SummerSlam 2014. Just decimation. So I'm actually going to go for no interference. Jacob Fatu, the new US champion.
Mm, fair.
So we get our tag team title match, the only tag team title match we have on the card. The other one's happening next week on SmackDown, apparently, in a TLC match. Why would you not put that on WrestleMania? We have the War Raiders versus the New Day. What are you thinking about this one, Greg?
I love the War Raiders. They're awesome, but the New Day needs it. Like we were talking last night, the New Day needs the win for their heel turn, and the War Raiders are just kind of there right now.
Yeah, the New Day, their initial heel turn was fantastic, and they really did nothing with it from there. I really don't understand it. It's been bizarre. They've either been turning up and doing little promos or just nothing at all, but they haven't really had any feuds. It's just been them coming out and talking about themselves and nothing storyline really coming out
Mm-hmm.
of that. So this is their first big feud coming out of the heel turn and turning on Big E. I think the New Day have to win this. I think if they
Mm-hmm.
don't, the the heel turn is a complete flop. Like you say, I think they need to win it. And the other little questions we have for this match is: does Big E show up, and who takes the fall? I am going to say that Big E does not show up, just because if Big E shows up, the New Day can't win. I think he'd turn up to cost them. So I feel like they need to win this match. So we have to do that with no Big E. And who takes the fall? One of them. I don't even know which one's which of the War Raiders, to be honest.
I don't think Big E shows up either, and Ivar's taking the pin.
I'll go with the other one just to spice it up. There we go. We have a bit of
Eric,
difference. Yeah, sadly, I'd love Big E to come back, but I do think he's sadly done. I think if there was any whiff of him coming back, they would have been doing more with it. But I'd love to be wrong. If Big E comes back, it would be a wonderful day. We then have another spicy feud that's gone a bit personal. We have the Women's World Championship, Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair, where they went off on each other.
mm,
Ludwig Kaiser was brought into it. It's been a whole mess. What do you think about this feud, and who's taking the win?
I hope Tiffany. I hope Tiffany. I don't think Charlotte needs it. Tiffany's being built up as the new Charlotte, essentially, in my opinion. So I feel like she needs it the most. Plus, she didn't have the greatest promos for the most part. So she needs something to make her seem a little better than she is.
I agree. Tiffany needs it, but unfortunately, when push comes to shove, Charlotte Flair goes over.
I
It's
don't think
WrestleMania. Nobody wants it, but I gotta put money on Charlotte Flair. I feel like they're gonna give her the title and maybe have Tiffany chase it. I would love Tiffany to win this match, but I'm gonna go Charlotte because that way, when Charlotte wins, I'll be disappointed, but hey, at least I scored a point. And if Tiffany wins, I lost a point, but hey, I'll be happy with the result. So I think that's the best possible way to go with it. For the one I don't want to win.
I, I I don't think Charlotte could win. It's not Vince anymore. Like
So hopefully,
I don't know.
hopefully,
They brought
we,
Alexa
we,
back and did nothing with her. They were
nothing.
bringing Becky back and didn't really do anything with her. Everybody else who's come back from the Horsewomen haven't done anything, including the Intercontinental Championship match that is now a tag team match. It's
True. I'd
it
very
might
happily
be
be wrong on this one.
all right. Pin submission or DQ though.
Pin. No way
Pin.
she taps out. I don't see either of them tapping out, to be fair.
Does Tiffany have a submission?
I don't think so. I don't remember one if she has got one.
Prettiest
But I
moonsault.
can't see her tapping out to the figure eight.
I'm gonna have to do pin because I don't think she has a finisher that's a submission. Unless she does the figure eight on her, that would be incredible.
That would be incredible. Oh,
Ooh.
now I want to be
I,
wrong.
I'm gonna
I'm
put a
still gonna stick
submission.
with Charlotte, but I'd love that.
I'm gonna switch to submission just because
Ooh, you're
I
calling
want
it.
to see that happen.
I think
All
if
right.
that happens, you get 2 points. I think that's such a bold call. If she taps her out with the figure eight, you get 2 points. And if she doesn't, I get 2 points for your silly decision. Does that sound fair?
Fair. Fair.
No, you get two if that happens. Um, moving on to, I think they announced this is going to be the opener of night one of
Mhm.
WrestleMania uh, tonight. We have the World Heavyweight Championship, Gunther versus Jey Uso. Yeet.
Yeet.
What do you got?
Uh, they've put too much money into Jey Uso. It almost felt like they were giving up on Gunther to begin with. His run hasn't been that great in a lot of people's eyes just because he's stoic and doesn't really do anything. He doesn't have to though. He's the champion. But I'm gonna have to go with Jey Uso. There's
I
more
think
money
it's
to be
a
made.
pretty easy pick there. How many chops do you think we're going to get? We have the over-under number of chops of 8.
I'm gonna go over.
That slaps the shit out of that boy.
Yeah. Uh, wait.
Yeah,
Chop by Gunther. I feel like Jay's gonna try and chop Gunther too, though. Definitely.
chop him across the face.
Yeah.
I agree. I think I personally don't enjoy Gio, so um, I get his popularity, and I went to Raw in Glasgow, and you know, there is something to be said about a live act attraction that when you're in the arena and it's a fun thing to take part in, that I don't know, maybe doesn't translate as well to when you're just watching the product. We talked about the amount of time that gets wasted on WWE
Mhm.
television these days with people's entrances, and they'll stand there for 5 minutes before the microphone comes to their mouth. So many guys do it. Everyone's got to sing Seth's song. Everyone's got to sing along with Cody. Everyone's got to do the yeet where they do it like 3 times. I like I get that it's fun in the arena,
Uh,
but we're watching a TV program. Get to the point.
yeah.
So he doesn't do it for me, but I can't deny his popularity, and I think it would be madness if he didn't win this match. I think it's probably the most predictable match on the card. I'd love Gunther to retain, but it ain't happening. It just ain't happening. Gunther has been built up as like the final boss for WrestleMania now. We had him as the final boss for the Intercontinental Championship last year, and now the final boss for the world title with Jey Uso. And it's going to be the same story as with Sammy. Jey wins, big crowd moment. Also, opening match. If it was an opening match, maybe Gunther could have a shot, but like you're not putting that opening match and then having Jey Uso lose. Can't happen.
I don't know. That kind of makes me think he is going to lose now, only because it is the opening match. Because they're going to open it. If they open with disappointment, they're closing with something big. And
Very
Cody
possible.
versus John Cena is about as big as it can get right now, with The Rock potentially interfering and Travis Scott.
That's the thing. I can't see Cena losing that. We can't bookend this WrestleMania with crushing disappointment for the fans, surely. But you
Right.
never know. Last year we got babyface victories. Maybe this could be the year for the heels. And I'm going over with the eight chops as well. Yeah, I think this is going to be a domination from Gunther for 90% of the match. And then Jay will get his super kicks in, get his big comeback, and bye bye Gunther.
Spear, splash, pin. Uh,
That's the
Pin
one.
submission or DQ?
I'll pin. Again,
Pin.
does Jay? I don't think Jay does a submission, does he? It'll be a super kick and splash. That's all she wrote.
All right.
So we get
Yeah.
to the main event of night one of WrestleMania. My boy, CM Punk, finally in his first main event of WrestleMania versus Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. We have who has the longest entrance and who does Paul leave with? Greg.
Um, Longest entrance is going to be CM Punk. It has to be. Just because it's his first main event. It's There's been like what, a decade of him trying to get there, and he has Heyman. He has to do something ridiculous just to outperform Roman's entrance. Um, I think Paul leaves with Rollins, and I think Rollins wins.
I see momentum building towards that argument. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see Paul leave with Rollins. I can see it happening, but I don't want it to. I
Yeah.
I gotta vote with my heart on this one. I think deep down inside I don't think he is, but I gotta go with CM Punk. He's my boy. He's my favorite wrestler. I love Punk to death. I can't bet against him. And to me, longest entrance, it's a pretty easy one. It's gonna be the longest entrance every time that he's on WrestleMania. It's the new Undertaker. It's Roman Reigns. He will come out very slowly, and yeah, it's got to be Roman Reigns for me. And I think Paul does leave with Rollins. I feel like I'm edging my bets here. I've got to pick Punk just because I love him,
Yeah.
but I do think he'll leave with Rollins. So at least I'll pick up a point somewhere there,
Let
unless
me
he
throw
leaves with
out
Roman.
I'm gonna throw out a theory to you. I put in one of the Facebook groups when they were talking about who he leaves with. I was sitting there thinking, I was like, what, Punk, Roman, Rollins, all together? What if this match is just like utter chaos? They beat the ever living hell out of each other and earn each other's respect, and Paul Heyman starts a faction. The Heyman guys. Dude, that would be so
Hidden guy.
insane. Like I said, super faction year. I'm not talking about, Judgment Day picks up another person. No, I want some super factions. Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, John Cena, Rock, Jey Uso is supposedly. That would be insane.
The new Shield. CM Punk, the original guy the Shield came in for. The
Right.
Shield back together with Punk and Heyman at the helm. It would be fun.
It could.
Again,
All
we'll give you 2 points for that prediction
right.
because that would be wild. That would be
It
the one
would.
to tune in to Monday for.
It would.
Uh, we move into night two of WrestleMania, and we have AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Ugh, poor AJ. What are you thinking?
I'm hoping Kyrian did his job and AJ uses a weapon over Logan Paul and wins. I hope we get old school AJ Styles back and he just straight destroys Logan Paul.
I'd love to see that, but unfortunately, I think we're at the stage of AJ's career now where wins are going to be few and far between. I think Logan wins this. I think, yeah, he probably uses an illegal weapon. Um, Sure, there's probably going to be someone in a prime ball. My knowledge of YouTubers is not the best, so I don't know which of his friends it will be. Maybe it'll be Kevin or Pirate Sarah. They can come in for WrestleMania, be in a prime ball.
Isn't Speed supposed to be there? Wasn't he
Is he?
invited to Mania? I
Can he
think so.
walk?
I think him and Kai were both invited to WrestleMania. I thought they were trying for a match, but it never came to fruition.
Good. I don't need a match on the card of WrestleMania being taken up by a YouTube battle royal. We
I
don't
mean,
need
that
that.
would actually be pretty fun, and I see Mr. Beast winning or David Dobrik, but I mean, they're getting ripped. Like these YouTube guys, they're getting ready for wrestling.
The gimmick battle royal at X7 worked out all right. Who knows? Maybe a YouTube battle royal would be fun, but I think that would be the toilet break for me.
You got to bring back
Okay.
Zack Ryder for that, though.
Yes, that would be the only thing that would make it worthwhile. Bring Zack Ryder in. So yeah, I'm going for AJ Styles
To win?
to win. Yeah,
Win? Okay.
and
And you
now we
said,
have a Sin City street fight. We have Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre.
I think, I think Drew, like, Damien's won everything else against him. This is Drew's redemption story. And of course, there will be blood because it's Drew's redemption story.
Of course, there will be blood.
Who will bleed first, though? I don't think I've seen Damien bleed. So I'm going to have
Now
to
would
go
be
with
the
Drew.
time.
I'm going to go with Drew
Oh,
first because he knows how to do it. Just take a
yeah,
toolbox to the top of the head.
yeah. You don't have to do much. Just let Punk hit you on the top of the head. Maybe they could do a in honor of Bret Hart versus Steve Austin being in the Hall of Fame. They could do a um, Drew could blade Damien like Bret did for Austin for the first time. Maybe they do recreate something like that in the
That
street
would be
fight. We
kind of
have
fun.
Damien like passing out in blood. That would be a nice little nod. Um, yeah, I think Drew needs a win. This card's interesting because I think there's a lot of these matches where they both could use the win. And like Priest, since losing the world title, hasn't had anything major. He's had a few spots here and there,
Mhm.
but a big win over McIntyre would be huge for him. And likewise, McIntyre's spent the last year like putting everyone over. He like picked up a win against Punk, but Punk wins that feud. He tends to lose the big matches, and I think this would be a nice spot for Drew to have a big moment on the WrestleMania stage. Last year it was overshadowed by Damian Priest, so for 2 years in a row for Drew to be counting the lights, looking up at Damian Priest, I think it would be pretty rough on him. So yeah, I'm gonna go for Drew McIntyre. I think there will be blood, and I'm gonna go Priest. I think McIntyre is going to be a savage animal out there, and he'll bust him open. Priest will get a comeback, but ultimately not the victory.
Right. This is great. I think this is the first WrestleMania card that hasn't completely telegraphed almost every single match on it. Like there's legitimate chances for everybody to win.
Yeah, great. It's like a real coin flip all across the card.
Yeah. I might go put some money on this in Vegas. All right.
Yeah, why not? So now we get to the Intercontinental Championship. We have Braun Breaker versus Penta versus Dominic Mysterio versus Finn Balor. Does the Judgment Day implode, and how many spears does Braun land? What you got, Greg?
At least 5 spears. I because one of them's got to be Carlito. He's going to be out there if the other two
Yeah,
are in the match. Uh, I still think Finn wins. I think Finn wins because Liv turns on Dom. That's the biggest. That's the biggest possible shock. Or Judgment Day in general turns on Dom. He was given the reins by Liv, telling him with Carlito and Raquel that They wanted Finn out and they wanted him to take over basically, and he didn't do anything. He didn't succeed anywhere he tried. So why do they still have him in there? So I think Finn, and I think Dom takes the pin, but that's not on there. So Judgment Day implodes. Trash Pandas become a thing, or whatever it was. Street Trash.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the other way with it. I think Judgment Day implodes, but I think it's in costing each other. I I'm gonna go with they're gonna put the title on Penta. Yeah, it's a Fatal Four is a good way to get off Braun without having him take the pin. I think Dom and Finn cost each other the match, and Penta becomes the new Intercontinental Champion. Um, how many spears? Yeah, like one on each man, one on Carlito. Who else can we have? Screw it, spear Liv, go crazy, Penta. I will go six. I was gonna go five, but you went five. I'll go six. He's gonna go wild.
All right. And we got the tag team women's championship. Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Bailey versus Lyra Valkyria. What do you think?
What are you thinking?
I think Liv and Raquel retain. I don't necessarily think Bailey turns. I think maybe Lyra turns. And it'll be like a 7-minute match.
I didn't see the that was one of the parameters. I thought you were just. I'm even going to predict how long this match is. That's how confident I feel. Yeah, I hate this. I hate that you've got the women's tag team championships and you can't even find a tag team to go up against them that isn't already a champion on one of them. Like there has to be a better use for your Intercontinental champion than just shoving her in a tag team match. Like for the entire history of these women's tag team championships, they just kind of get put in as an afterthought. So there's no way that the champions don't retain. I agree. I think Lyra's more likely to turn on Bailey. I think we had a heel run for Bailey, for a long time, and now she's a very popular babyface. I think this would be a great thing for Lyra. Turn that into a feud between her and Bailey for the title with Lyra as the heel. And how long will the match go? I don't think it'll be long. I'm gonna go 9 minutes, 13 seconds.
Do you had
Going
Liv winning as
specific.
well?
Yeah.
Judgment Day. All right.
So to break up, it's not on this card because we didn't have it and we still don't have it. Let's discuss Randy Orton.
It's down there.
What do we think? Oh, it's down there at the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just do that now because it's not going to be the main event. Does Randy Orton get a match? We think he most likely will, and who will it be against?
Um, yes. Yes, he gets a match. It's not going to be Black now because they keep advertising him for like 2 weeks. I don't think it's going to be Miro. I want to say Joe Hendry
Ooh, it's an outside the
because
box
that
one.
would be phenomenal. Like, why not? It's Joe Hendry. We all believe.
You believe, say his name, and it'll happen. So I have not heard that theory. So if it is Joe Hendry once again, you are absolutely killing it. I'm very torn between Nick Aldis and Rusev. I personally would love to see Nick Aldis get back in there. I think he's well deserving of a match at WrestleMania, and he's still young and he's still he can still go. I don't know why he never wrestles. Um, so I think it could very well be Rusev, but I'm gonna say that Nick Aldis comes out, says, "I'm sorry, Randy, there's no opponent for you. I can't find an opponent for you," and he's gonna challenge him. So I'm gonna go for Nick Aldis. for Randy Orton.
All right.
It'll be kind of like the I was at All In when Nigel McGuinness came back. It was like a huge moment. I was like, I was so excited for Nigel to go out there. It's like Nick's been doing all this stuff in the GM role. It'll be great for him to come back and get a match.
Mm. All
So we
right.
move on to the Women's World Championship or the World Heavyweight Championship. I forget which ones they call them. Io Sky, the champion, defend against Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. How many finishes do we have? And under over the pinfall attempts, Greg.
Gotta go Io. Io's walking out champion because she has to. Nobody's paying attention to her. She could just stand there in the corner while they beat the crap out of each other and then get a roll up, which I think she'll try multiple times. And I think everybody's going to be doing roll ups there for a little while. I'm going to go with 8. 8 pinfall attempts.
Attempts.
Oh, so it's over under. I guess I have to go 9 then. I'll go 9.
Yeah.
And then over for that. Finishers. 2, 3. I say 4. 4 finishers.
Yeah, one that they all kick out of, and then the one that wins the match.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, I don't think that Io can lose this match, and if Io does lose this match, I will be pissed because the way they have booked Io in the run up to this match, it is insane if she doesn't win. They have completely made her an afterthought. They're on TV pushing her out the way. She can't even lift the microphone to her mouth without being interrupted, not getting a word out. If she then loses the match, it's essentially a message saying she does not belong on the level of Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair, and she absolutely does. She has to win this match. And if the plan isn't, they really booked themselves into a corner and made a stupid decision by doing it this way. It very much feels like the Chris Benoit situation with the triple threat match at WrestleMania 20 between Shawn and Triple H, where all the focus was on Shawn and Triple H and that rivalry. And Chris Benoit's like, I won the Rumble, like I'm here too. And then he goes out and shows them that he deserves to be out there with them. And I think Io's going to do the same. I will go 5 finishes just to tip over. It's WrestleMania, they tend to go a bit finisher crazy. And pinfall attempts, I'm going to go 12. So over.
Over. But I'm going to put a note of how many we said over just to see who came closer.
Yeah.
All right.
Again, pinfall attempts, especially in a triple threat match, I think they go crazy. And here we are. The main event of night 2 of WrestleMania. We have Cody Rhodes versus John Cena for the WWE Championship. What are you thinking of this one, Greg?
The Rock wins.
The Rock wins.
I mean, why not? He's just like, oh, Cena's down. I'm just gonna come out here, insert myself into the match, and win. No, Cena
Not
wins.
your real guess?
No,
Oh.
Cena wins. Cena wins. That would be hilarious, though. But he doesn't need a champion if he's the champion. So Cena. Guest appearances. I'm gonna go under 4. So I'll go 3. And Cody bleeds because Cody's already bleeding somewhere.
Yeah. The new Ric Flair. Get some blood in that bleach blonde hair. Yeah, I don't see Cena not winning this match. I think it's a terrible use of John's last year if he fails at this first hurdle. He's got to win, surely. And I think we've started to see like the crowd is starting to turn on Cody a little bit with his promos with John Cena. I think if Cody beats John, I think it will probably do more harm than good for Cody. I think they're really enjoying the John Cena heel run and this journey that we're going on with him. Give him the championship, have him be heel champion for the rest of the year, and ultimately drop it to someone, and it'll make them a star. So I'd love to see him jumping ahead, but I'd love to see him drop the title to like someone brand new who's never like had that opportunity. I think like Cena's last match or losing the title is going to be a huge moment. So yeah, that's
Okay.
one for down the line. Who should he drop
Okay.
it to if he wins it? But yeah, I'm going for John Cena. I don't think it's going to be super heavy on the guest appearances. I'll go under four. I don't think there'll be really any other than maybe The Rock. And sure, get some blood, Cody. It's your main event. It's your last night with the championship. You got to go out with a bang. You got this.
Fair enough. Oof. How many title changes, hands? I have 5.
I didn't keep track of what I said, so I had Jacob, New Day. Jeez, I said everyone. uh,
Yeah. No, you didn't say
I said
Reliving
six.
Raquel. And
I
yeah,
said six.
6, 6, 6.
Yeah, that ain't happening. I think I've screwed this one.
And guest appearances: Stone Cold, Undertaker, Lesnar, Stratus, Travis Scott, or The Rock.
I think the only ones we're going to be getting is Travis Scott and The Rock.
I'm
Unless,
gonna. Oh, go
does
ahead.
Undertaker come out with Michelle McCool for like the Hall of Fame
If that's the
thing?
case, then Stone Cold has to come out with Brett.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm
that'd
going to
be
go for
one,
three.
2, 3, 4.
I'm not going to take Undertaker. I don't think he'll come out with Michelle. I'll take Stone Cold, The Rock, and Scott.
All right. I went with 4 because I do think Undertaker is gonna have something to do with the Cena Cody match if The Rock interferes because he was replaced last year by Stone Cold. I don't think he's Stone Cold's coming back for that.
Yeah, I think
So,
he'll come out for the Hall of Fame, but not for. I don't think he'll have any involvement. Yeah, it would be a nice little bookend to WrestleMania 40 to have, a similar style thing, but I kind of would err away from trying to recreate that because that final moments of Roman versus Cody from last year was so crazy. I think
mhm.
if they try to do anything similar, it would just fail and not feel as good. So I don't think it's going to be crazy in the main event in terms of like run-ins or anything like that. So yeah, Rock, Travis Scott, Stone Cold for Hall of Fame. That's about it.
I think there might be a lot of run-ins on the Cena match. Cena's a heel. This is the first time Cena gets to have help from the bad guys. Like,
True.
been a long time. And he's pissed a lot of them off over the past like 20 years. So now he gets a chance to join them. Even Miro, maybe. Who knows?
Punk's not happy with Cena. Like Punk comes
Maybe
running out, sets something up for them down the line.
maybe all the wrestlers that Cena buried over the years comes back and helps Cody. It's a long
It's a
list.
long list. I don't think the show's long enough to have all of them come out.
Zack Ryder's
Well,
at the.
woo woo woo. It's time for him to make his comeback.
It is.
Well, there we have it. WrestleMania 41, our predictions in the books. I'm very excited about the show. I'm gonna try and be streaming it on Twitch. Greg, if you're around, you want to hop in, let me know. We can go through these 2 nights of WrestleMania. I think it's gonna be a fun show. So,
Oh
you
yeah,
excited about WrestleMania? Let's do this, Greg.
I'm down. Right. Well,
Nice. Well, we will see you next time on Michael Mania, where I'll be covering what happened at WrestleMania night one and night two. So till then, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff that YouTubers say. And I'll see you next time. Bye.
Geek.
Yeet.